When it comes to creating content, I'm a big believer in scratching your own itch. The best way to figure out what to create starts with becoming mindful of the issues that bother you, and this belief is the driving force behind all the teaching resources that I've created and shared over the years. And it was also what motivated me to launch the next chapter in the physicaleducator.com's history. In this video, I'm going to break down the big problem that I'm trying to solve and invite you to be a part of the solution I'm building to solve it. Hi everyone, my name is Joey Feith, and if I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, I'm the founder of the physicaleducator.com, which is an online professional development resource for physical educators that serves hundreds of thousands of PE teachers from around the globe each year. Now, in the intro for this video, I mentioned that there is a massive problem that has been driving me crazy for years. And that problem is that when it comes to professional growth, too many physical educators have been set up to fail. Teaching PE can be lonely. If you've been teaching for a while, you've probably experienced this. The loneliness that some physical educators experience can be caused by a variety of factors. Maybe you're the only PE teacher in your building, and between your teaching and everything else you do, your schedule is absolutely packed. This leaves you with barely enough time to eat your lunch, let alone interact with the other teachers in your building. Or perhaps you do have a schedule that lets you eat lunch in your staff room. The only problem is that none of your colleagues understand the essential role that you play in a child's development, and this creates a gap between what they see as the teachers in the building and you. Maybe, just maybe, you actually get to work as part of a physical education team at your school. On paper, this seems great. You get to work with others who are in the same trenches that you are in, share notes, and collaborate on building a program together. However, there's a fair share of PE departments out there that are plagued by dated practices and it's always been done this way kind of thinking. This makes it hard for you to feel comfortable sharing your drive and your passion, ultimately leaving you to feel alone in the crowd. Now, being a physical educator can be lonely, and loneliness is not conducive to growth. Now, the other thing is that physical educators are underserved as teaching professionals. Have you ever sat in a PD session at your school or school district and wondered, why the heck was I told to attend this? As physical educators, we've all experienced this before. We sit through professional development sessions that outline future directions for our schools, but we're never given specific physical education examples that can help us wrap our heads around the content. And when we're actually bold enough to ask a question, the facilitator, who may have no experience with PE, struggles to provide helpful answers. Not only is this frustrating, it also leads to physical educators lacking the confidence they need to bring these high impact practices into their teaching. By failing to properly support PE teachers in ways that are relevant and meaningful to their teaching, many schools end up underserving one of the most important assets that they have in regard to ensuring that students get to experience education that truly serves the whole child. Now, here's the tough part. Even professional development opportunities that have been designed for physical educators fail to support sustainable growth. If you're one of the lucky PE teachers out there, and there are too many of them, then maybe, just maybe, your school actually helps you attend conferences and other professional development events that are targeted towards PE teachers. These events are both important and amazing, allowing physical educators to be exposed to a plethora of new ideas and practices. That said, when the show is over, you go back to your school to face the same routines, challenges, and experiences that you faced before. Steam quickly condenses back into the water it once was. Without an ongoing feed of support that continues to add fuel to your fire, the passion that you revved up at the conference can quickly dwindle back down. Physical educators need a better professional development model, one that not only recognizes and understands the realities that they face, but that is also designed with sustainable professional growth in mind. This is the problem that has kept me up at night and that has ultimately pushed me to find a better way to support professional growth amongst PE teachers. And that better way is what I'm calling PhysEdU. PhysEdU is a professional growth community for physical educators. It was designed with one purpose in mind: to help you grow and unlock your potential to be an outstanding physical education teacher. PhysEdU provides its members with evidence-based, community-powered, ongoing professional support that is designed to meet the needs of physical educators. Using a coaching model as the foundation of its experience, PhysEdu provides physical education teachers with a steady stream of content, resources, and learning opportunities that allow those members to connect with the information that they need to identify and reach their professional goals. PhysEdu helps teachers build their professional growth network, explore and deepen their passion, define and refine their purpose, and approach their teaching in a sustainable way. The community experience was designed to help eliminate one of the major problems with the current state of professional development in our field. And I'm talking about the gaps in between learning opportunities in which physical educators risk falling back into the status quo. With an intentional focus on building a strong, healthy community and culture, PhysEdu aims to elevate social interaction to ensure that no teacher ever has to feel alone on their professional learning journey. And most importantly, PhysEdu seeks out to set teachers up for the long game by emphasizing the role that teacher wellness plays in sustainable success and impact. Being the best teacher you can be starts with taking care of yourself and knowing how to protect your sense of self as you work to serve others. Your well-being is a non-negotiable. Now, it's one thing to talk about these goals, it's a whole other story to share how you intend to reach them. So let's dive into that. The PhysEdu experience was built around the philosophy that I've developed as a PE pedagogy coach. My purpose is to ensure that every child has access to effective, meaningful physical education, and the only way to achieve that purpose is by focusing on empowering the most critical asset that schools have to deliver such experiences, the physical educator. My approach to empowering PE teachers involves helping them radically transform how they go about their teaching and support their development towards becoming full-stack physical educators. A full-stack physical educator has the skills, knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs required to provide effective, meaningful physical education, and to do so in a way that they can sustain throughout the entirety of their career. The term full-stack physical educator is a reference to the three interconnected areas of focus, or stacks, that my approach is built on: empowering teaching, cultivating motivation, and prioritizing health. Let's take a quick look at each of those separately. To empower your teaching, I want to help you make sense of best teaching practices and evidence-based pedagogies. What I don't want to do is to try and get you to fit into some kind of mold. The best teacher that you can be is a teacher that only you can become. Your uniqueness is a gift to this world, and I want to help you tap into that and unleash the teacher that you've always known that you're capable of becoming. To help cultivate motivation, we'll focus on two of its biggest drivers: passion and purpose. Maybe you're at a point in your career where you're looking to ignite your passion. Maybe you've come to realize that your passion needs some rekindling. Or maybe you're curious to see how big you can let that passion burn. Wherever you're at, I want to help you tap into your passion and let it burn so bright that it inspires others to move towards it. And speaking of moving towards things, the other aspect of motivation that I want to help you with is purpose. Every teacher deserves to find a North Star that will guide them throughout their career. Having a strong sense of purpose not only helps with motivation, it helps you stay healthy by making it easier to know when to say no. I will never try to impose a North Star on you. That would be wrong, as it would undermine the gift that you are to this world. What I can do is provide you with a star map and a telescope, and that's exactly what I plan to do. Now finally, the bottom stack of my approach is the fundamental piece of my entire philosophy. A full stack physical educator understands that prioritizing health and wellness is key to enjoying life, maintaining passion, and thriving as a teacher. That's why my goal is to ensure that health and wellness are baked into every aspect of your experience when we're working together. Not only do I want to help you build the capacity required to protect your well-being as a teacher, I also want to help you learn how to leverage your physiology and psychology to help you maximize the impact of your work. So okay, that's enough about me. Let's talk a little bit about you. So I'm going to be straight up with you here. PhysEdu is not for everyone. And it's really important that you decide whether or not the community is a right fit for you. Because if not, you're going to have a bad time. PhysEdu is for physical education teachers who want to be outstanding physical educators. It's for teachers who are willing to get real with their practice and focus on growth. And most importantly, it's for teachers who care about what they do and want to best serve their students. Teachers looking for quick read it and teach it fixes, this isn't the place for you. It's also not the place for educators who aren't willing to grapple with ideas or experience the discomfort of growth. And it most definitely is not for teachers who are unwilling to commit to doing the hard work to best serve their students. PhysEdu requires active engagement, reflection, and participation. And the return on that investment is that you get to unlock every ounce of your potential that you have as an educator. So if your heart is telling you that this is for you, then I think it's time to actually show you the thing. Let's go on over for a campus tour. All right, so welcome to the PhysEdu campus. I'm really excited to be able to walk you through this. I think that you're gonna find that it's just a ton of fun, and I'm really excited. It's just a lovely place. This is where I've been living on the internet. This is my new home on the internet. So first things first, PhysEdu is hosted on a platform called Circle, which is a premier platform or premium platform for communities. And when I met with the team at Circle and they walked me through the product and they talked to me about how we could make it work based off the vision that I had, I was just blown away. I was blown away by what we were capable of doing here, and I just knew that it was the right fit for what it was I was trying to create. So a few basics here on Circle. Circle has something called group spaces, which you see right here. A group space is a collection of spaces, and we'll talk about those in a second. And in PhysEdu, you'll see a couple different group spaces. We have Welcome to PhysEdu, the campus, the library, the resources, the courses, and then something called the lab, which is just kind of where I keep things that are coming up down the pipeline, okay? So I won't be revealing what's in there. But let's go to the Welcome to PhysEdu group space. And here what you'll see is that when you open it up, there are different spaces underneath it. Think of each space as like a group. It's like a Facebook group. And each space in PhysEdu has a specific purpose. We'll be using that to reach whatever goals that we've set for that space. And in each space, at the top of the space, you'll see that there's a pinned post that kind of walks you through what that space is for. But we'll also be covering that in this video. So the first space, probably the most important one when you're first arriving at PhysEdu, is the Get Started space. So here at Get Started, it's really about getting you comfortable with the platform. So there's a couple different posts within the Get Started space. Obviously, there's a campus tour, which is what we're doing here, where I share all the information and give you a walkthrough of what the campus looks like. This video that I'm recording will live in this space. But then there's also the membership space where you can learn more about the membership packages, which I'm going to talk about later on. And then there's also our community guidelines. So in PhysEdu, obviously, we have a clear purpose, we have shared values, but it's also really important that we have community guidelines that not only hold us accountable to our actions, but also help us know how we can expect others to treat us while we're here. PhysEdu at its soul is a community, and it's really important that while you're here, everybody knows that they're valued, that they belong, and that they're safe. Because if we can't feel those feelings, then we're not going to be willing to be vulnerable enough to be able to actually experience professional growth. So I highly recommend that you check out the community guidelines, and if ever there were issues, I would be referring back to these, but I don't think we're going to be attracting those kinds of educators. And then finally, in the Get Started space, something that's really important is the week 1 checklist. When you first sign up for PhysEdu, I created a week 1 checklist. So that's 7 days of activities for you to complete. And the goal of those activities is to help you explore the campus, get familiar with the Circle platform, build your skills and your knowledge so that you're able to get the most out of your PhysEdu experience. So I really, really, really would love for you, when you first sign up, check out the week 1 checklist. I made it really small actions every day, and I think it's important that you learn how to go slow as you work towards it so that you can really get into your comfort zone there. So that's the Get Started space. I might be adding additional spaces here soon in terms of like just support to walk you through specific like ways of like posting videos and stuff like that and frequently asked questions. But for now, this is what we have here. Now the next space is the introduction space. And this is where people go when they first join in to introduce themselves, to let everybody else know that they've arrived and talk a little bit about themselves. So I love this space because it's always fun getting to learn who's joining PhysEdu, seeing where they're coming from. We've got teachers from all around the world, which is really exciting, and being able to go in and be able to interact with people's posts. Later on, I'll show you that, you know, when you go onto somebody's post, you can interact with it in different ways. You can like it, you can leave a comment, you can leave really rich comments with media and all kinds of things. Again, the platform's incredible. The introduction space is just a good vibes kind of place. And I love just spending some time here getting to see what's coming up. The next space is announcements. So announcements is, you guessed it, where I'll be making announcements. So this is where I share my weekly vlog. So I put together a weekly vlog just to give you a recap of what happened over the past week, what's coming up the next week. It's also where I'll talk about upcoming events or important initiatives. So let's say like we're having in July right now, we're having our book club on the book 4,000 Weeks, which is fantastic. So giving you kind of information on the book, where to find it, and also when we'll be hosting meetups so to discuss the book. Announcements on when our pub PDs are coming. So just all kinds of stuff, interesting things, upcoming interviews, campaigns, all kinds of jazz, all that you'll find that in the announcement space. And the last space in the get started in group space is the event space. And in the events space is where you can go and sign up for events. So we have all kinds of events coming up here in PhysEdu. So for example, here's our book club event. And what's nice is that when you select that you're going, you'll be able to get an in-app and an email notification reminding you of it. So just, you know, like when you're teaching, your day can get away from you. It can be easy to kind of forget what you've signed up for. And this is a way of being able to remember that. So all of the events will appear here in the event space. And you can even go out and check past events as well. So I'm looking forward to being able to offer more of those. So the next group space I want to share with you is the campus. And the campus is absolutely the heart and soul of PhysEdu. The campus is where every PhysEdu member has access to, and it's where you're going to spend most of your time interacting with other members. And there's a couple spaces that make up this group. The first space is Little Help. Little Help is where you go when you have a question for the group. So for example, here I asked, would you consider essential PE equipment? And you know, people, it's so nice being able to ask questions in a forum like this and get answers from other physical educators who are able to talk about their own experiences and help you out. Now, just one thing about Little Help. Little Help is where you go when you have a question and you can't find the information. But one thing that really sold me on the Circle platform is that the search functionality is incredible. All right, so let's say I'm like, okay, I'm looking for a call to attention. So just type in call to attention and boom, I see that there's already a post there. I can click on it and jump right there. So I'm able to find the information I need when I need it. Okay, I'm interested in, let's say, like vision. Okay, I found this post here on vision, boom, it jumps me right to the post. So although the Little Help space is there to help you when you have questions, make sure you always search first, because there might already be a thread, and in that thread you'll find so much juicy information that can help you. But if you can't find anything, ask away. That's what the Little Help space is for. So the next space is Show and Tell. And Show and Tell, think of this as your like Twitter timeline. This is where you can share cool things that you're doing in your teaching, something cool that you found online, whatever it may be. It's a show and tell space. It's just a spot for you to be able to share with the other PhysEdu members. So there's all kinds of posts that you'll find in here. And again, I really encourage you to use search to try and find stuff, because this will fill up fast. And also leave comments, all right? Each post becomes more valuable when people add additional information to it. And don't try and overthink what you're going to share. Just share. You're here. You're a member. You're a part of our community. Everything you have to say is valuable. So I really hope that you'll spend some time here just learning, but also sharing. Because when you start sharing, that's when the growing really starts happening. Now, speaking of growing, the next space is the goals and growth space. And this space is where you'll have the strongest sense of my pedagogical coaching approach. The goals and growth space is really designed to help you grow as an educator. So that will include different posts that I'll present, but also different types of activities. So here, you know, I did a what, why, how review. Somebody shared their what, why, how with me, and I was able to go in, give some feedback, put together a little Loom video just like this, and walk them through the process. I'll also be asking you to set weekly goals for your growth, do weekly reflections at the end of the week to talk about how you did on your goals, and we'll also be engaging in really meaningful conversations on how to identify opportunities for growth in our teaching and how to set goals around that and ultimately reach those goals. So that's the goals and growth space. Now, the Wellness Center wasn't part of PhysEdu at launch, and it became part of it after our July Thrive Month, which is a month in which we do not talk about teaching at all, and we only talk about teacher wellness. So the Wellness Center is where you can share all kinds of information on how to help yourself and how to help others just be as well as they possibly can. We have weekly wellness wins where you can just share things that you've done throughout the week to take better care of yourself. I've been writing a bunch of different posts that I'm calling insights, and you can see here on the sidebar that there are directories so that you can quickly find posts that you need. People are sharing recipes. We're talking about book club, ways to engage in leisure on your own time. All kinds of things. Really, the only thing that this space is for is to help you feel as healthy and well as possible. And it's a really fun spot to be able to hang out a bit. And the last space on the campus is the monthly freebies. So you know that at all 3 levels, you get access to a monthly freebie. A monthly freebie is a resource that would be premium on the physicaleducator.com, so you'd have to buy it. But in PhysEdu, you get access to it for free for the entirety of that month. So last month we had the all part cars, which was great. This month I'm giving access to an entire course as a freebie. I really want to make sure that I'm providing a lot of value here. I know that there's a lot of people who are going to be signing up at the super follower level, and that they're going to be relying on the monthly freebie to feel like they're getting something really great out of PhysEdu, although I know that you're going to be getting a ton of value in all aspects of the space. So that's the campus. Like I said, it's where you're probably going to end up spending most of your time in PhysEdu. It's a lovely spot. And there is another space too that is accessible to all members. And this group space involves 3 spaces, but they're all pretty much the same. So I'm going to go over a little bit quickly. This group space is the library. The library is where I'll be sharing content that I think can help advance your skills, your knowledge, and your understandings of what it means to be an effective physical educator. So there's a couple different ways that I'll share this. There are 3 spaces, one's for reading, one's for watching, one's for listening. And as you can assume, in each space you'll find things that you can either read, that you can watch, or that you can listen to. So in the reading space, I'll have PhysEdu exclusive posts. These are lengthy blog posts that I've written just for PhysEdu. They won't be available on physicaleducator.com. They're just for the members here in this space. I love being able to know that I'm geeking out and capable of going as deep as possible into ideas, because I'm writing for an audience that really truly cares about their own growth. Another thing I do is I read academic articles and then break them down to 3-2-1 summaries. So a 3-2-1 summary is 3 takeaways, 2 questions, 1 action, so that you're able to get the gist of the article and get all the most important information out of it without having to do the heavy lifting of reading the article yourself. And because I take a ton of notes when I write, I'll often share my notes in those posts as well, so you can really go even deeper in some of the ideas. Now, if you've followed me on Twitter, you know that last summer I wrote atomic essays. It was a challenge I took on where each day for 30 days I'd write a short essay, so between 250 to 400 words, and share it on Twitter. The goal is to write 30 in a row. I wound up writing 120. And a lot of people ask me, where can I find your essays? So all of the atomic essays are here. You can find them in the atomic essay directory. And as I continue to write new ones, I'll continue to add them to this space here. So lots to find in the reading space. And for watching and listening, it's very similar. So watching, it involves me breaking down talks, presentations, keynotes, whatever it may be. And again, providing you with that 3-2-1 summary, as well as my literature notes that I've taken while I was watching the video. And you'll see, I'm pretty hardcore about my notes, folks. You'll get a lot out of it just like that. And the listening space, same thing, but for podcast episodes that I've listened to or anything else that's audio-based. Now, the next group space is exclusive to some types of members of PhysEdu. And it's the resources space. It's where you'll find so many of the resources, or all of the resources, that I've made available on physicaleducator.com. Now, when I was putting this space together, there were 2 big kind of like issues that I was trying to solve. So issues that people had with their experience on the physicaleducator.com. One had to do with searchability. People told me that they found it hard finding relevant resources when they need them. And the second had to do with accessibility. So people found that the whole checkout process, you need a free article, but a free resource, but you have to put it in your cart, and you have to go through this whole checkout process to be able to download it. Maybe the email gets caught in a firewall, whatever it may be. It was really frustrating. So I tried to address that, and I want to show you how I did that. So there are currently 3 areas in the resource group space. The first one is games. So the games from the physicaleducator.com are here, available on PhysEdu. So if you go to a game, so let's say like End Zone's here, you'll find all the same information you have on the site. But the key difference is that I've created brand new game sheet PDFs based on feedback that I received from teachers who have visited the physicaleducator.com. So let me just quickly show you what those look like. So the game sheet PDF now has a much more friendly layout, and it has several pages that you can use, just the pages you need for specific lessons. So the first page gives you a diagram of the game, little blurb on it. It tells you your equipment needs. I provide learning targets for you that you can use. And you might even find additional learning targets in the comments below each game post. And then assessment options for you to think about how would you bring assessment into this. And then one of the pieces of feedback that I got from teachers is that they love the way that I structure the games in terms of creating builds for the games, but they find that if they have to leave a plan for a sub, it's just too much information. So what I've done is for each game that I've posted on PhysEdu, there's a one-pager for that game where it just explains the play area, the goal, play, and safety rules with the diagram. So this is perfect if you have to leave this with a sub, or if you know a teacher who's looking to use it for like daily physical activity with her classroom. And then beyond that, there is a page for each build of the game. Shares a diagram of that build. I explain the purpose of the build, so I let you know why I included that build when I was designing the game, any learning and teaching cues that I would use during that build, as well as ideas for assessment and discussion options here as well. So lots of information shared for each game. And the biggest selling feature is if you need it, you click and you're there. There's no checkout process, there's nothing. It's saved in Dropbox and you're able to access this as quickly as possible. So this idea goes forward with the visuals. So you know, if I try to find the what, why, how graphics, I click here. Again, no checkout process. All the information from the website is here, but you just click download link and it brings you to a Dropbox file so you can instantly download it to your computer, print it out, do whatever you need to do, and it's all super searchable. So if I type in, I don't know, dress, here, so it brings me to the adventure canvas. So boom, I find the adventure canvas and I'm good to go. And then the third space has to do with assessment tools. Now, when I was teaching, obviously I was creating a ton of assessment tools for my students, but oftentimes I wouldn't share those on the website because there was a lot of them and there wasn't any kind of like clear way for me to do it that didn't involve like it becoming a pain in the neck. With PhysEdu, it's so much easier for me to be able to upload resources and share resources with you. So in the assessment space, what you'll find all little assessment tools. So health-related fitness components exit ticket. And same thing, you click and it's right there in Dropbox for you to download. So all of my assessment tools will always be shared here. The learning roadmaps I created for my teaching for all my different units, they'll all be there so you'll be able to access all of those. And all of those are available in the resource group space. And the last group space I want to share with you are the courses. So if you've been following the work for a while, you know that PhysEdu isn't a new name. I used to call my online learning academy that I host on Teachable PhysEdu. And what I found was that it was one of the main reasons I started PhysEdu is that it drove me crazy that I was like uploading these lessons and teachers were signing up, they were doing them, but there was no interaction or anything. So that's why I want to really make sure that PhysEdu had that community kind of vibe, lots of social interaction built into it. But I also want to be able to share the courses. So the courses live in this space here. There's a space for each course. So this is my standards-based physical education course, which was super popular and a lot of teachers have taken. And then below each post is one lesson. You click on any lesson to start. Okay, so if I'm going here, lesson 1, the video's there, you get to watch the video. The notes are all here, so you get to read through the notes. And then at the end, you can complete a Google form. And once you complete the Google form, what it's going to ask you is to show that you've actually acquired the skills and knowledge that you've developed through the course. I get the notification, and once I approve your answers, okay, so once I see that you've actually really learned, I'm able to share a certificate with you that tells you the amount of contact hours that you had completing the course. So you can use that for PD credits if that's available to you. So the course space, group space is going to continue to grow. We've also got the Thrive Guide here, which is all about teacher wellness. And I've got a bunch of other courses that I'm really excited to share with you. So just a couple last things about PhysEdu. Down here you have links. So just quick links that I wanted you to check out. So the iOS app, Circle has an amazing iOS app so that you can access PhysEdu on the go. And also, there's official PhysEdu merch, and what I did is I set the merch prices where like I don't make any, so you're getting them basically at my cost. So if you want to get yourself some PhysEdu merch, go ahead and do that. This hoodie, the stencil hoodie, is like the comfiest hoodie I've ever owned in my life. And that was, the links are down here. And then up here at home, this is your feed, your PhysEdu feed. So all of the information that's being posted into groups or spaces that you have access to will appear in your home. So you always have a steady stream. You have your notifications up here. You have direct messages so that you can directly message other group members or other members of PhysEdu and interact with me obviously through the DMs too. So there's just a ton here going on. The new post button's always there so that you can create a post and you can select which space you want to post it to. there's just a lot to the space, but the way that it's organized, the feedback I'm getting is that people like the clarity of it. They find it crazy easy to use, and it just presents the information in a way that's really accessible to teachers and that allows them to get the most out of their experience in PhysEdu. So that's this campus tour. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. And if not, happy learning. I hope you have a fun time just exploring the campus on yourself, and don't be shy to reach out if I can help out. Thanks for watching and happy teaching. Okay, now let's talk about memberships. PhysEdu is a membership-based professional growth community. My purpose, like I told you before, is to ensure that every child is getting access to effective, meaningful physical education by focusing on the key player in ensuring that those experiences happen, the physical educator. And to do that, I want to try and help you transform into what I call a full stack physical educator. Now, this isn't a task, this isn't a goal, this is a true purpose. This is something that I'm committing my life to try and make sure that I'm able to see this purpose become a reality and truly change our field for the better. And I know that if I'm going to embark on this important work, then I need to go about it in a way that is sustainable. If not, I'm going to fail to achieve my goals. So that being said, PhysEdu is a membership-based community because membership subscriptions are going to allow me to continue to pursue this purpose in a sustainable way. Now, when I was trying to think about, okay, how can I put together a membership package that makes sense to teachers, what I realized in that reflection is that there was no one size fits all. Different teachers have access to different resources, different teachers have different needs. So instead of going with one price for the whole experience, what I'm offering is a tiered approach. There are 3 different plans, each with their own set of benefits that you can choose from that are going to allow you to get the most value based off of what kind of resources you have access to. Let's talk about these 3 plans. The first plan is for the super followers. And what's unique about a super follower plan is that you can pay either monthly or annually. It's basically $5 a month, the price of a cup of coffee, or you can go up to $60 a year option. And at the super follower level, what you get access to is all of the fundamentals of the PhysEdu experience. That means you get access to the campus group space, being able to jump into Little Help, share your wins on Show and Tell, access professional growth through the Growth and Goals space, share your wellness strategies in the Wellness Center, and the next benefit too is that you get access to that monthly freebie. And the monthly freebie will always be at least a minimum $5, so you're getting your money back right there. You also get access to the library space, and you can also join into several of the events, including the power hours, the pub PDs, and a whole slew of other things that I've got planned for you. So that's a super follower plan. The next plan up is the power user plan. And the power users get everything that super followers get. But on top of that, power users get access to the game space, which means that you get instant access to the physicaleducator.com's games database and all of the game PDFs, those brand new game PDF sheets that I've created for you. You have instant access to all of those. On top of that, power users also get access to special events such as the monthly Q&A and weekly office hours, where you get to spend more time with me just interacting, asking questions, working together on trying to help you find solutions. Power users also get voting rights on the monthly content roadmaps. At the end of each month, I share a content roadmap that highlights some of the content that I'm planning on putting together over the next month. Power users get to vote on this content to help me prioritize which content is going to help them the most in that moment. So this is one way for power users to be able to kind of craft their own PhysEdu experience and have a direct impact on the flow of content that's coming out. Now, the ultimate package is for ongoing learners. And this package is $240 per year, $20 a month. And this unlocks the full PhysEdu experience. This means that not only do you get everything that the super followers get, everything that the power users get, you also get access to all of the resource spaces, meaning that you get instant access to all the physicaleducator.com's premium resources that you find on the shop on the website. You also get access to the courses group space. You get access to all the premium courses I'll be putting out. There's already some courses out there, and I have a steady stream of courses that are going to be coming out over the next year as well. finally, ongoing learners, I have some special events and some special opportunities that I have planned that I want to target just for that smaller group of teachers who are really, truly committed to learning as much as possible and who want to geek out with me on this professional development stuff. So those are the membership options. I think that at each level, there's plenty of value to be shared, and I'm hoping that there's an option out there for every teacher. And I hope that this video in total has helped you understand why I decided to start PhysEdu, what PhysEdu is about, and how you can become a part of it. I honestly truly view this as the next chapter in the PhysicalEducator.com's history, and I'm so fired up about the experience so far. We did a soft launch back in June, and since then, just the vibe that we've been able to create, the opportunities we had to be able to learn from each other has just been incredible, and I'm so excited to be able to share that experience with more teachers moving forward. So if you'd like to learn more about PhysEdu, head over to thephysicaleducator.com/membership. There you'll be able to find a lot of the information that I covered in this video, and you'll also be able to find links that will bring you to the checkout pages that are going to allow you to get that subscription and come join us on campus. Everybody, once again, my name is Joey Feith from thephysicaleducator.com. Thank you so much for paying attention here and watching this video. I really hope to see you around on the PhysEdu campus. And until then, happy teaching.